like your chair. I'm going to get you one.
Yes.
You don't know anybody in the business. They don't have They're trying to make that connection.
Okay, let me know when I'm in front.
Going for graphic artists, graphic design /
Oh, we gotta get on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity soccer. Here from the Green Wave turf, it's the 1-7 Gloucester Lions versus the Audubon Green Wave, sitting at 6-4. We have ourselves a good matchup today, I especially think, considering that Audubon is coming off of a 3-game win streak, especially that in 2 of those games, they won their matches by 2 goals or more. Gloucester might not be the most, the most well-formed opponent that they have for themselves. They're 1-7, and in fact, they're winless in conference play. But the other side of the coin is where Audubon is. They may be 6-4, but they are 0-4 in interdivision play. They play in the Colonial Conference, but in the Liberty Division, they're 0-4. But the problem with that is that they are stacked against incredible competition like Sterling and West Deptford. So if they can beat those guys, then then maybe they can get themselves a bit more favorably. However, Sterling and West Deptford, as I mentioned before, they're undefeated. Sterling is 9-0-1, and West Deptford is 7-0-1. And other teams like Haddonfield and Haddon Heights, along with Woodbury and everybody else, they're all good teams. So who's to say that Audubon won't be a contender at the end of the year? They still have 5 more home games left, including this one. So after this game against Gloucester, it'll be 4. But regardless, we welcome you to the stream of Audubon Varsity Soccer here from the Green Wave turf. Let's take a look at today's stats of the game. So today's stats of the game, Gloucester 1-7 overall, but 0-5 on the road. Their 1 win coming at home. Audubon 6-4 overall, but they're 3-2 at home. They look to make it 4-2 today. Gloucester has allowed 42 points in its first 8 matches, while Audubon, as we said before, is 0-4 in interdivision play, but 3-4 in conference play. So they've defeated 3 other opponents from the Patriot Conference. Audubon is hosting Senior Day today. We just saw an introduction from Mr. Carbone showing that honoring some of the seniors that are going to be graduating Audubon High School in 2022. They get themselves a little bit of recognition from the athletic department and everybody else, the fans, the parents, and everybody else here at the Green Wave turf. We have ourselves a good one, Audubon and Gloucester in Colonial Conference action. We should be live. Yep, we're live. You might not be looking at the right thing. Yep, there it is.
I got it.
Here we go. We are underway. Trying to get everything set up as Colonial Conference action underway. Already a quick run from Bellotta. As look at that. That was a quick start. That is the quickest start to a game I've ever seen.
Connor.
It didn't take long for that one to unfold. As Gloucester will get possession, but it's blocked by Matt Wagner. And now a high kick will go past midfield, and it will head towards Bellotta. We'll throw it back in. Get himself some action with Damian Broadhurst as that one's deflected. Brought back to number 21, Charles Bestwick. Over towards the left side. Bestwick with the ball again, but it will bounce out. No, you guys are fine. You guys are fine. Just getting started here. Very, very quick start for Audubon. There's a good kick over the middle. It'll head towards Billotta, who's going to bring a break for himself. And now, look at this. This got an opportunity to be a score. Does Wagner get it in? He trips over himself, trips over the Gloucester defender, and the goalkeeper will get the ball back, as that'll be a high sailing one over midfield. Mikhail Kelly's going to get that one. Bring it to number 11, Josh Roselle. And bring it over to Ryan Clark. They're going to go back and forth here, as that one's going to be headed towards the Gloucester sideline, but they'll keep it in play. And that'll be called.
Like 11 o'clock in the afternoon. The hair's all messed up on that bed.
Kelly's going to block that one. Bring it to Wagner. He'll bring it over to Billotta. Hayden Wiltsey towards us. And that'll be in there. How about that? How about that?
Yeah. Way to go, Connor.
That made it 2, right?
That's 2, yeah.
I'm just making sure. So how about that? 2 goals for Connor Billotta in the first 2 minutes and 16 seconds. That gets him number 19 and 20 on the year, which leads the entire team and most of the Liberty Conference. In terms of statistics. Kelly's going to bring it back to Cooper Bennell, as it'll head towards Wiltsey. Billotta's going to bring some back and forth action with Roselle. Oh, this might be a fast one. Are you kidding me? It's going to be blocked. Going to be blocked by the goalkeeper, William Horton. Kelly's got it again. Headed over towards Roselle. Wiltsey's got it. Billotta's going to come over and try to cover for him. Got 2 Gloucester defenders on him, including Juan Maldonado, as that one's out. Tony Giordano will have a short throw to Roselle. Your stream's behind. Over towards Wiltsey, gets past Giordano, but Cooper Bannell is there to save face. He'll take it for himself. Wiltsey backs off. And Billotta's going to head towards the corner. He fakes the kick. Now he's going to get it maybe towards Wagner, but Gloucester puts the ball back in play. Look at Damian Broadhurst getting it over towards the side, and Horton is there to block again. The senior goalkeeper, William Horton, their primary goalkeeper listed on the roster. Over at the other end of the field, goalkeeper John Perozzi, another senior this year in 2021. Little bounce back to Giordano. Gloucester's going to put it back in play with Nicolas Baritas trying to get a good run out of that one, but Wiltsey taking it all for himself. And oh, that one deflects right off of Wagner and will get some out of play. Just about 4 minutes in, we have ourselves a 2-0 ball game. 2 goals already from Connor Billotta. I mean, we barely got 10 seconds in before we had ourselves our first point of the game. It'll be hurled in. Kelly couldn't get that one, but Bannell will go for it. And it'll go back and forth towards midfield. Giordano and Bannell trying to cover number 17, Jacob Spots, as Wiltsey's going to bring it back. That is Hayden Wiltsey, the junior, not Tyler Wiltsey, the freshman. And this one will be kicked by Brian Gonzalez, the junior defenseman. And that one will be way up there. But Kelly brings it down. And Giordano is going to bring it back. But Bellata's got it. Headed over towards Wiltsey. Giordano covering behind him. Back to Kelly. Now Cooper at midfield. Going to get a longer kick out there. Gets past everyone. Except for number 20. That's Ronald Brennan, the junior from Gloucester, and that will go out. From the corner, it'll be the senior Damian Broadhurst who hurls it in. This one's really close to the line, and it'll be recovered by Horton, the goalkeeper. He rolls it in over towards the right. Rossell behind Charles Bestwick there. And now Kelly, collision with Kevin Wall, the sophomore. And Ryan Clark, or excuse me, no, that is Connor Bellata. Believe so. That would be Ryan Clark. Hard to tell from here with the smaller jersey numbers, but over towards us now. Broadhurst getting it to Roselle and to the corner. He's going to try to get it in that way, and it's no good. Just close, very close, but not quite. Over to the left just a little bit. Very close on that one. Very close. And William Horton, the goalkeeper, will bring this one back into play. Connor Bellata and Matthew Wagner in the front. Two seniors. But this one will go over both of them and instead go towards, looks like Ryan Clark and Makaio Kelly again. Bannell to Wiltsey. Tried to get blocked there by Nicolaus Baritas, but instead, here comes Bellata. And we got an incidentals. I believe an incidentals call. Just a disclaimer on the broadcast, the time shown may not be 100% accurate since we're not at the scorers table, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to reset the clock entirely. But it is what it is. You get a rough sense of how this game is progressing here in Colonial Conference action on this overcast Tuesday afternoon. Horton with a long kick over towards Kelly, who deflects it towards midfield. Wagner almost had it. Remember, Wagner used to go to Gloucester High before coming to Audubon his senior year. This one's going to be headed towards the scorers table and picked up by Ryan Clark, the senior. Connor's got it. This one's going to go past Roselle, but this could be something special, and it is blocked by Horton. And it almost got through on the second try. That was close to making it a 3-zip ball game, but not quite. Score remains 2-0 here, 9 minutes in. 2 goals today, both from Connor Bellata, who will line up at the corner. For a corner kick here, everybody's going to line up. And he'll kick it on the ground. And to save the day, that one's going over everything towards the 18-wheeler in the back there. Headed out towards the Five Below parking lot. Horton's going to kick this one again. Yeah, somebody's going to have to get that one, but Horton will bring it back into play. Uh-oh. This one will be over towards us. Wiltsey's got it.
I told him to go with me, but I can't get time. He's too busy. He's Mr. Social Butterfly.
Now won't be blocked by Horton. Clark's going to bring it back in. Back to Roselle. Oh, hold on. And this one will go out, just barely. That one's out, just barely. Roselle will bring it to Clark. To Cooper, who will try to get it through a split here, but he will not. Oh, there we go. Camera's back up. Had it out for a good minute there. Don't know what happened there, but still got it regardless, and blocked by Horton, brought back into play towards Kevin Wall, who will bring it to Broadhurst. Broadhurst has Wiltsey in his vicinity, but he won't bring it. He'll bring it to Wagner, and that will be once again brought back towards Wiltsey and Nicolaus Baritas as well. And over towards the side. Look at this. Roselle trying to do a little spin move, and off to the right just a little bit. It was attempted by Damian Broadhurst, a good attempt nonetheless, but just to the right, out of reach. You gotta go to the, yeah. They brought in by Horton, over towards Wiltsey. And look at Roselle with a good footwork action right there. Bellotta, oh, look at that. That was a hard collision there, but no call. And that will head over towards us. And it'll roll into the spectator area. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wiltsey will bring this one in from the side. And coming out of the game is Tony Giordano, and coming in will be the sophomore Terry Heron.
Yeah, he does. I'm trying to teach him how to balance.
And that one, oh, off the top of the crossbar. He tried to get it in from an angle, and it just kind of ricocheted off the top of the crossbar. Very close there.
I don't know what your dad was like, but I know my dad did.
But yeah, that appears to be the only current substitution. Giordano out and Heron in. And we keep having issues with this. Hold on. Over towards the right, and Clark's got it. It's blocked by Juan Maldonado. I'm trying to fix it. Hold on. I'm trying to fix it. It's the camera. Something's wrong with the camera. Yeah, something's wrong with the camera, guys. We're trying to fix that. But, alas, he'll be thrown in by Bellotta.
Oh, I know. I talked to him a million times about it.
Needs a second to reset. Might be.
Yeah, well,
Over towards Roselle. And a good kick there forward by Bellotta. He almost tripped over himself to Wagner. Wagner's going to get some time here. He'll bring it back to Roselle. Roselle with a high kick and way off to the right into the netting. Yeah, I'll try to reset it.
So when $1 chicken meal turns into $17,
Yeah, that's not good. It better be the best thing you ever eat.
It's charged fine. That's not the problem. It gets it power. I'm trying to get it to work. It's not even showing up for me. What the? We didn't have this problem before.
Yeah, next year's going to be a little worried.
Are you on the right hot spot?
I'm on the right hot spot.
Okay.
That'll be blocked by Horton.
Yeah, they won the States like 2 years ago.
And they beat it better.
There we go. We got it. It'll be up there in a second.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It seems to be in and out all day, really. 2-0 Audubon. That one's blocked. And a good corner kick by Bellata.
They play last game. They had a real battle with. That was going to replace them. Yeah, it was a little tough. Well, the ref wasn't calling it. He was letting them get all brutal on each other.
You know, we were making a point earlier about how Audubon's 0-4 in division play. I want to put one thing in perspective. The worst record of any team is Haddon Heights. That's 4-4, and they're 500 in that division. That's how good that division is. They're so good that if you're just a little bit one step behind, you end up getting demolished, as Horton blocks that one on a skip and a hop. And they'll bring it back about 16 minutes in approximately. Good kick by Horton over towards midfield, but Ryan Clark's going to send that one out of play over towards the Gloucester sideline. That one's going to be over towards Bellata. Excuse me. That would be Wolak. Sorry, Ryan Wolak, not Ryan Clark. Two different Ryans, I got to say. And that one was almost brought back in by the junior Chris Ruggieri, who is the leading scorer on these Gloucester Lions, as it's blocked by Ryan Clark. Brought back to Clark. Over towards Wiltsey. Gonzalez tried to block it. Now Clark's going to go take the initiative on the outside. And it's blocked. Brought back to Wiltsey. Gonzalez was almost an incidental call, but instead it'll be brought back to Ruggieri. Roselle's got it. Broadhurst will bring it back and over towards the corner. Wolak stops it. And Wiltsey over towards the side, but it's off to the right. And some good defense there by the junior, Ronald Brennan, preventing that ball from really getting anywhere close to the goal without the help of William Horton. Two 2-0 Green Wave over the 1-7 Gloucester Lions as... Oh, look at that. That just got over the head of Bellata, but Wagner's there to try to save the day. But Horton is going to kick this over midfield, over everybody. Gets past Kelly and Bantle. Gets past everyone. And for the first time today, John Perozzi's going to get some action. We haven't seen him hold the ball all day. And we're almost 19 minutes in. Over towards the right. Will be picked up by Gonzalez and over towards Horton. Oh, Heron had to do a bit of a misdirect to get to that ball. and instead passes it off to Banel. Bellata's got it again. Pass back to Gonzalez. This one will go past midfield. Heron's going to try to save face along with Makayo Kelly in the backfield. Banel there as well. Everybody's trying to get past those three Gloucester offensive pieces as Perosi picks up the ball once more. We saw all the action from William Horton, and now John Perosi's getting some, and that strong arm will show off there as it'll head back to Bellata. This one's going to be a good run. It'll get to number 6 right there as it'll bounce. Wagner's got it. He's a natural striker, and that one will go out of play. As now we'll see some substitutions. Looks like Trent Banel and Blaise LaFrance, freshmen and sophomores respectively, will be coming in, and Connor Bellata and Hayden Wiltsey will be coming out of the ball game. Guess it's just a habit to say ball game, but we're not dealing with a baseball bat here. Got to wait until the spring for that kind of action. 20 minutes in, Audubon leads by 2 over the Gloucester Lions in Colonial Conference play. As this one will be kicked, as that one's going to be just off to the right. Audubon could easily make this an absolute blowout of a game if, and that's a big if, every shot was made into the goal. But obviously you can't do that. William Horton's doing a decent job of defending the ball after allowing those first 2 goals. And it might help with Bellata being out of the game, at least for now. Might help his chances of preventing more of those goals. Batted off the head of Heron. Brought to Banel. LaFrance, the newest entry into the game. He'll get himself over the head of Ryan Clark and over towards the adjacent corner to where our camera stand is. Deflected off of Clark. Oh, there's some interesting action there with number 7. That will be Gabriel Sotelo, the senior for Gloucester, as it's brought back to Gonzalez. Batted off of him. Horton brings it back into play. And now out of play as that one's headed almost into the creek over there. And looks like we might have some more substitutions. Ryan Clark probably headed out. And there's number 15, Casey Cameron, the sophomore, coming in. I mean, it was more of a combined effort of Wagner, LaFrance, and Cameron to get me to do these kind of games. Something, a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm glad to be here representing Audubon soccer here at the Green Wave turf. Blocked by Horton and brought back towards midfield. Cameron just over him and then over towards Wolak. Cameron's got it, going to get some footwork on it. He's in a lot of coverage, but he's going to try to overcome that as it's out of play. Again, some more good defense from Brian Gonzalez and also from Chris Ruggieri. Gloucester's leading scorer, according to NJ.com. Oh, here we go. That one's going to be kicked over towards the right side. And brought back by Sotelo, who will throw it in. Sotelo, the senior for Gloucester, he'll make this move as defenders and offenders everywhere. As there we go, a little collision there with Makayo Kelly. I got those vowels switched around. Here goes Trent Banel taking initiative from the corner and blocked by Gonzalez. Got himself some more action here with number 13, who would be Sonny Nee. Over towards Banel. And that would be Cooper Banel, the senior, not Trent Banel, the freshman. Over towards LaFrance, who that'll be called. Probably had a little bit too much of a misdirect there, and it'll be called a penalty. And also into the game for Gloucester, the freshman, Aiden Lobel. He's going to get some playing time here as William Horton will bring it over towards the left side. That'll be kicked towards midfield. Trent Banel tries to block it, but instead it's picked up by Nikolaos Baritis. As it'll go back and forth between the Gloucester offensive pieces here as it'll go over towards the scorer's table, but Cameron's got it. It'll be brought back to that's Luis Rodriguez, the freshman. Some of these Gloucester players have different numbers on the home side and on the road side. Juan Maldonado is number 6 on the road and number 3 at home. And so is vice versa for the freshman Luis Rodriguez as it's a goal. Trent Bennell gets himself one. He had one against Palmyra just a few weeks ago, and now he's got himself a 3-0 lead for Audubon. So Connor had his 19th and 20th goals of 2021, and now Trent Bennell gets number 9 on the season. As you can imagine, his older brother Cooper pretty proud of that one. As it'll be brought back following the goal to Gloucester and Kevin Wall, the sophomore. Roselle got a little misdirect. He'll bring it back past midfield to Makai O'Kelly and Cooper Bennell. Oh, look at this. This might make it 4, but Matthew Wagner gets blocked by Ronald Brennan.
He felt that.
Over towards Bannell again. This one's kicked way towards Perozzi, but off to the right, and it'll go out of play. Terry's going to go over towards the left side, and Roselle's got it. He'll bring it to Bannell right in front of us as it'll go past LaFrance to the right side. Bannell's got a chance for 2, but it'll go out of play. About 27 minutes in here, 3-0 Audubon on top. Also, Wagner is out of the game. I would assume that he's one of the people that were subbed out for either LaFrance or Bantle, as it'll be Bellata who kicks it from the corner. Coming in to take charge is a high kick from Ryan Wolak. Should be in the NFL with his ability to kick it that high. Got himself a good leg, as many of these guys do. A lot of these guys, there's not really a conformative position here. Basically, anybody can score goals. Anybody has the ability to. That's what we saw from Trent Bannell, who, as a freshman, is listed as midfield, but kind of acts like a impromptu striker, as LaFrance has it, and it will be called out of play as it's headed out of bounds. Horton will kick this one from in front of the goalposts. Horton lines it up, gets a kick over to middle. Bannell, it gets past Bannell, but Heron is there to save face. It'll go past Wall. Up in the air, high up there. Heron and Wall again, they butt heads. Number 5, and Wall is down. And that'll be an incidentals right there against Audubon for Kevin Wall, who was down. Knocked down by really everybody butting heads. So this will be a penalty kick taken by number 8 for Gloucester. That'll be the junior, Chris Ruggieri. kicked over towards the left. John Perozzi made a diving attempt there, but A, wasn't able to come up with it, and B, it was out of bounds anyway, so no score for Gloucester. Considering Gloucester's record and the fact that they've now allowed 45 points in the first 9 games of the season, it's just kind of a rough situation for everybody. That'll be down. Bannell's got it. He's going to take it for himself. He's really going to take this one for himself. Over towards the corner, and he's taken down. Kind of slid out from underneath him by Kevin Wall. Ruggeri's got it. It'll be brought back to Bellotta. And that won't be blocked by Horton. I thought for a second that it went in, but Mikhail Kelly was in the way. That one's kicked over to middle. And actually over towards the right side, and it's picked up by, I believe that's Bantle. Or no, Bantle's over towards us. That'll be Hayden Wiltsey. Older brother of the freshman Tyler Wiltsey, who we haven't seen play today, but he's standing on the dugout over towards the, not the dugout. See, baseball is too engraved in my mind. Getting out of the comfort zone, maybe that wasn't the greatest idea, but Bantle and Wiltsey, yeah. Got a pop quiz. Brought by Horton and over towards the middle. That's my mother making those remarks. Oh boy, over towards Heron. He's got some free range, but it'll be blocked by Ruggeri, who kind of pushes Heron out of the way indirectly. And now Bantle and Kelly will bring it back. Bantle and Ruggeri again getting together. Will Cooper and Trent make a tandem out of this? Brother and brother, as it will go out. That was real close, but just not quite. Over towards the sideline is what I meant with with Tyler Wiltsey and the JV team as well, getting some practice in. And also getting some good viewership here as LaFrance will bring it to Horton, who blocks it and saves it. That was close. That was a good relay from Wiltsey to LaFrance. But no goal amounts from that one, as it'll be kicked over to middle again, just shy of midfield. Batted off the head of Ruggeri, and now off of Damian Broadhurst. Kelly tried the block, but it's no good. Tony Giordano coming into the game. He's got himself some good playing time here. As now over towards the left. Over towards the corner. And that will go out of play. Casey Cameron's going to take this one here with some help from Gabriel Sotelo. And that one will be over towards the sideline, but brought back into play. Giordano and Charles Bestwick getting some action, butting heads here. As Giordano, now Ruggeri's got it. Kelly's going to try to block. He does that successfully, and it'll be brought out of bounds. Ruggeri has the ball. He'll throw it in over towards Perozzi and the goal side for Gloucester. However, can Audubon keep them off the board? Keep in mind, they've only scored 12 points this year in opposition to their 45 allowed. Gloucester with their backs against the wall a little bit, because even though they might have the ball in their possession, they still got a wave, no pun intended, of Audubon defenders coming their way. You got that one? Wasn't even, yeah, that's why I said no pun intended. Yes. Oh, LaFrance falling down as he kicks this one over towards Cameron, who will get a little reflect and a little deflect over towards Ryan Clark. the senior and older brother of the sophomore, Sean Clark. He's on the bench. Oh, look at this. Some good action there from Gabriel Sotelo. Some great footwork. As it'll also be thrown in, this time by Brian Gonzalez. Now you got 2-on-1 here. Cameron and LaFrance trying to take down Sotelo and trying to take the ball out of his feet. And now this one's headed over towards the left side, over towards Gloucester's possession. Perosi will have to get this one off to the right, and it'll go out of play. Just a reminder again, the clock may not be 100% accurate, so when it hits 40, it will stop, because there are 40-minute halves here in the Colonial Conference and a 10-minute halftime in between that. So once it gets to 40, it will stop, and we will reset the clock when we go to the second half of today's game. Well, that one's deflected, but Clark's going to get a little bit of a rebound here. Now Wiltsey over to Bannell. Wiltsey's calling for Bannell. He stops the ball. He brings it to Hayden. Now it's back and forth. They're really making a good tandem out of this one. Wiltsey now blocked by number 13. That would be, Sonny Nee. Bellata. Oh, he went back and forth and back again. Bellata brings it back to Kelly. Makayo Kelly bringing it back towards midfield. I thought he was going to pass it to Giordano, but he does not. Instead, he brings it to Cameron. And now LaFrance to the corner, but just wide. I mean, from that angle, it's hard to get it into the net without a really, really funky sort of curve to the ball. And I know some people can do that, but not everybody can. So it's almost like kind of shooting it towards the side of the net instead. And that ended up being the case as it's brought back to Cameron. LaFrance has it back to Ryan Clark, who's going to deflect it off the back of knee. And Bannell's got it towards the newest entry in the game. That will be Calvin Ventura Morales, who's a freshman out of Gloucester. Listed on the roster here, number 4 defenseman. Yeah, if you look at the layout of Audubon's roster, they have 9 seniors. Clark, Broadhurst, Kelly, Roselle, Bantle, Bellata, Wolak, Perosi, and Wagner, as that one's going to go off to the right. And then they only have 2 juniors, Tony Giordano and Hayden Wiltsey, and then 4 sophomores, Cameron, LaFrance, Heron, and Sean Clark, and then 3 freshmen, Tyler Wiltsey, Trent Bannell, and Braden Colleen, who we haven't seen any action out of Tyler Wiltsey or Braden Colleen, but we may later on once we get to the second half of today's match. Over the middle, Bannell on a hop. It'll be brought back, blocked by number 4. That will be Ventura Morales. Heron's going to bring it over towards Wiltsey. Wiltsey will take it for himself, but he's got some challenges from Nicolaus Baritas. And that'll be time called. 38 minutes in here. Just about. Maybe off by a minute or two. But 4:30 local time here from the Green Wave turf. Over way past midfield. I got to say, Horton's got one heck of a leg. As it's Sotelo who will bring it to Cameron. But Sotelo and Cameron really getting some footwork in here, battling against each other as Ronald Brennan, the junior, eventually gets it out of play. Sotelo picks it up. He'll throw it in. He was the last man with possession, but he brings it to the defenseman, Brennan.
She identifies something different.
Oh, and that one's going to bring down LaFrance. And I believe that'll be the half right there. All right. He's got it. So it is the half here from Audubon. They lead the Lions 3-0. You're watching DW Broadcasting coverage of Colonial Conference soccer. We'll have the camera pointed towards midfield. We'll be back at the conclusion of the 10-minute break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the half from the Green Wave field. It's Audubon 3 and Gloucester 0 in Colonial Conference action here in men's varsity soccer. I'm Dan Wilkins, your play-by-play announcer for DW Broadcasting, as we have ourselves an interesting ball game. Connor Bellata scored twice in the first 2 minutes. Wouldn't you believe that? But oh boy. We're going to get started now.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man. You too.
The third goal was scored about 25 minutes in by Trent Bennell, the freshman picking up his 9th goal of 2021. And we're underway once more. This one's already over towards Gloucester's side, now that William Horton is on the other side of the field with the halftime wrapping up. That's brought over towards Kevin Wall, the sophomore. Here comes Josh Roselle. Makai O'Kelly's got it. And that one was a good deflection by Gabriel Sotelo, the senior. Wagner back in the game. As Wagner's going to kick it over towards Broadhurst, who bats it down. Brings it to, that would be Luis Rodriguez, the freshman. Oh, look at this. This one's blocked in the air by Bellata. And it's brought down and out of play by Wagner. Horton will kick this one back into possession. Kicked over to middle. And that one's going to get past almost everyone, but Giordano ends up blocking it. The junior Giordano, one of 2 juniors on the team, along with Hayden Wiltsey, who we just kicked it to. And that one's over towards the Audubon sideline, out of play. And that one will be brought back into play by Hayden Wiltsey. Roselle over to middle. This one's going to go to Bellata, who stops it and will have a firing shot. You need a red comet tail on that ball for how fast it was traveling. My goodness. That one was a bullet over the middle. And now Giordano, after Horton brings it back. Oh, this one's over towards us, and that will be brought by Ryan Clark, and Ryan Wolak blocks it out of play. Here comes the throw back in from number 16, the sophomore Kevin Wall. Makai O'Kelly in some extra coverage here as he's trying to keep the ball alive. This one's over towards Perozzi, who blocks it. That's probably the closest that Gloucester's gotten to a goal all day, but again, no cigar right there. Broadhurst over to Bellata. This one's going to go past Bellata, way past him. Almost a tough collision with the goalkeeper, William Horton. And instead it will go out of bounds. Looks like one of the JV players kind of picked it up. As Horton saves it. Horton here's a save at goalkeeper, as that one will go over towards Ryan Clark. And again, oh, that one's blocked over towards the spectator area. That one with a great block there from the junior Charles Bestwick. As now this one's popped up in the air. Kept alive by Kevin Wall. Roselle to Broadhurst. Wagner's going to get some time. Wiltsey gets a little block there from Baritas, and now it'll go over to Clark. Clark's out of play. This one's over the middle. Batted in the air by Russell. And Clark's going to have to run for this one, run a long way, but it will go out. Brought back in, and Horton, Gloucester's goalkeeper, will bring this ball back into possession. 44 minutes in. Just starting the second half here from the Green Wave turf. Audubon leads 3-0. Oh, Rossell just missed it, went over his head, and that will roll out of bounds. A good effort from Bestwick and Wall, but alas, that one will roll out of possession. Ryan Wolak will hurl this one in to Rossell. Bring it back to Wolak, and this will be a tough kick over towards the junior Hayden Wiltsey, and Horton will block it once again and bring it back. This one's a high kick, way over midfield. As Gloucester's head coach exclaiming to his players the strategy of what they should do as that one's down. Ruggieri kind of belly flopped there just a little bit. Brought in just shy of midfield. Ruggieri on the side of Gloucester towards Perosi, the goalkeeper. And now Rossell brings it past Clark and instead to Wolak. Wolak over the middle. This one's going to go past everyone, and Horton with a really defensive kick over towards the Audubon sideline. Somehow it'll stay in play and brought to, that would be number 5. That would be Baritas again, the defenseman. Also a backup goalkeeper for Gloucester. Here we go, back once again. Balata. Wagner's going to have to run for this one. We were, I didn't really mention this on the broadcast too much, but Matt Wagner might not be running at 100% due to the fact that he's got some sort of a strain on his lower leg. But it's a minor strain, and he's playing through it. My source is that I sit next to the dude in first period. Yeah, insider info. I'm like Adrian Wojnarowski of the NBA. That one's going to be over towards Wagner, but he's got some competition from Gonzalez as it goes out. Instead, no, I'm sorry, Wiltsey's got it. Again, more competition from Gonzalez, the defenseman. These guys have a lot of dedicated defensemen as Balata is down, but no whistle blown. Back to Giordano. Oh, some contact there between Wiltsey and Ronald Brennan. Oh, look at this. This one's going to go to Gonzalez, but it gets past him on a misdirect, and Horton's going to bring it up, and he will take this one. Over towards the center, Kelly almost had an incredible block, an impeccable block, but instead Charles Bestwick keeps this one on the side of Gloucester. Dominic Giordano keeping this one over towards the corner. And out of play. Good thing that fence is there, or else it'll roll to the Golden Corral. One's over the middle again. Rossell has a lot of footwork with him, and he's got a lot of playing time today. He's almost spent every minute out there. Oh, look at this. Here we go. It one's going to be in there. That'll be number 4 today, and it comes from the leg of Damian Broadhurst. So 2 goals for Balata, 1 for Trent Bantle, and 1 for Damian Broadhurst. As it's now 4-0. Might have stopped the clock a little too late there, so we'll wait about 5 seconds before bringing it back. This one, oh, look at this. Clark's got it. And Balata, he kind of deflected off of his back foot. And that's where that conspired. Thrown in. As now Kelly's got a shot. And now Perosi will kick it over the middle. Look at this. Coming in hard is Kevin Wall. Wagner deflects it off of his chest. That one's over the middle. Over towards the scorer's table. And the soccer manager, Sarah Cologne, brings that one back to the field. Tony Giordano trying to block this one. Then we'll have a substitution here. Believe we will, unless I'm mistaken. I think maybe Gloucester was making a substitution, but they're going to get somebody ready, obviously, as that one's going to be in no man's land. Clark's got a good run for it, but it will go off into the corner. Brought back into play. Wall and Clark going after it. Remember, this is senior day, so you're going to see the seniors getting a lot more playing time, as that one will be brought to a halt by Rodriguez. And that one's going to go out by the leg of Gabriel Sotelo. "50 minutes in, just about, 4-0. Audubon leads over the Gloucester Lions. If Audubon wins this one, they'll be 4-4 in conference play. That one's a good kick. Rosell off to the left. He kind of caught me off guard. It went from slow action to really fast action in just a blink of an eye. But Horton will bring this one back. Kicked over the middle, off the leg of Broadhurst. And that one's going to go past Ryan Clark, out of play. Wolak. Now Kelly's got a really fast break, but Perosi will bring it back. Keep forgetting that they've switched sides after halftime. I keep thinking, this might be a goal, this might... No, it won't. Those are just the... What's that?
There's no changing sides.
Not really, no. That'll be awkward to take the other team's dugout. Here we go. That one's just off to the right. Giordano and Wagner, one of the two, almost had that one. Oh, look at this. Bellato's trying to keep it in play. He will. Man, that's really showing some speed right there. And that one's got it. Josh Rosell with a goal, and it's 5-0. I think it's 5-0. Pretty sure 5-0.
Good job, Josh.
Over the middle with Josh Rosell following his goal. And it'll be brought back to the middle. We gotta wait like 10 seconds to get the clock back. Keep forgetting to stop the clock. So make that 4 different scores today. Bellata, Bantle. Now Rosell into the picture. Oh, look at this over the middle. Over to Wolak. It'll go past Wolak. And Makai O'Kelly's going to bring it to Cooper Bantle, who's now in the game. This one is really back and forth. Now, this might go past Wagner, and it will. But he's going to bring this one back out of play. Now it will be Hayden Wiltsey, and a high block by William Horton prevents a goal. And that one will bounce to Bestwick, who's going to bounce it to Wall. Now, this might be a good opportunity for Chris Ruggieri, as now Hayden Wiltsey will bring this one back into the hands of Audubon. Now Gloucester gets possession back. Oh, almost a trip up there. With Gabriel Sotelo in the mix as now trying to get it in off to the right. That's the closest that Gloucester's gotten to a goal all day off the hands of Charles Bestwick. Very, very close. But John Perozzi's got a smile on his face. He knows he's defending this game well. Makai O'Kelly from just outside of the goalpost. He will kick this one back into play as Perozzi stands off to the right. That one's over the middle. And we're going to see some playing time here from one of the JV guys. He's got number 24. We don't have that guy listed on our roster. Guess they needed some backups. In fact, we have two JV guys. Two backup guys that don't have varsity jerseys. We don't have their names. We have their numbers, number 24, number 7. But I guess in a 5-0 lead, you can, kind of mess around with that some. Oh, but look at this, number 24 with some good footwork and bringing it back to Horton. I'd imagine a lot of these guys that are, getting some playing time, maybe not as varsity guys. We saw some JV players practicing before the game. Didn't make me really think of the fact that they might be playing in this one, but with this kind of lead and this kind of cushion, you can kind of work with that. But Clark will hold this one for himself, and instead it's blocked by number 13, Sonny Nee. That one's just off to the left, almost a 6-0 lead, and then it was taken away just a bit to the left. Oh, this one's over towards the left. Bestwick misses it. That's Jason Stocklin who's got it. Number 7, just recognized him for a good second there. Stocklin now over towards Kelly. And Rosell will have it stopped by John Perozzi, the senior. Back to Makayo. As this one's way off to the right. That's Terry Heron who's got it. Getting everybody some playing time. Cooper Bennell. Over to Rosell. Got some good defense there from number 5, Nikolaos Veritas, but instead now it's over towards the left, and it will go out of play. This one will be thrown in by Gloucester. That would be Luis Rodriguez who throws it in. Now Trent over to number 24. Oh, look at that. Batted it straight into the ground from Rosell. And that will be stopped by the head coach himself, Mike Tomasetti. I thought that was me. Just about 57 minutes in, as that one stopped in right in dead central. Over the middle. Rodriguez with some good speed, but Cameron's just a little bit faster. Here we go over the middle. That was almost a goal, but instead Clark's got it. Now number 23, Kanasache Ugana Afera is going to bring this one in. Now LaFrance is down, and also LaFrance is in. That one's off to the right. Cameron's going after it, but instead it will go out with Luis Rodriguez in tow. Oh, that was almost a good break for Clark, but instead taken away by number 9 for Gloucester. That will be the sophomore we haven't heard much from today, Elder Ocampo, as a diving stop by William Horton saves a goal. Good kick over towards the middle. And Stockland's got this one over towards Wall. Wall's going to try to keep this one in play, but will not. Wall will throw it in, gets past Clark and Kelly, and instead Cooper's got it for himself. Now he's going to try to bring it back towards Audubon's side. Wall again in the center stage as LaFrance just missed that one. Instead, it'll go over towards Sotelo. Now Sotelo with some contact with number 24 over towards Wall. Contact between Wall and Clark. Wall's keeping the ball for himself. Now he's got it over towards Stockland. It'll go past Stockland. Kelly's going to get this one. Instead, he's now, a hard trip there by number 8. That would be Chris Ruggieri. And now Cooper Bannell and Trent Bannell in a little tandem there. Oh, that one got right past him, and you could hear the frustration. So we're just approaching the 1 hour marker, 60 minutes. Off of Kelly and Wall, both made similar contact. As now Bannell and Clark going back and forth, and that one will be intentionally kicked out over towards the spectator area. That one's popped up. LaFrance over and past the goal right there. That was pretty close, but it just got over. Didn't hit the crossbar or anything, but probably came within a foot of reaching that mark. This will be kicked in by Horton, the goalkeeper. 23, Kainesachi. Terry Heron. Almost out of play. I think that will be thrown in by Ruggieri. Everybody gets back into play, and he'll throw it back into play. That one went right to Audubon, basically like throwing a Hail Mary interception, if you will. As that one will go, almost contact there. Bannell bringing it back towards the 2 JV guy, number 24 and number 23. Over the middle again, off of Sotelo. That one's blocked. Oh, look at this. This is something special. That one's blocked. Here you go. Oh, and he falls down. That was Sean Clark who almost had that one. The sophomore Sean Clark. This one will go off to the left. Didn't get that one in a great field of view, but a good kick there by LaFrance, just a bit to the left. As now another freshman JV fella, R.J. Homa coming in, Trent Bannell to the bench. This one's over towards the left. And this one will be out of play as Stockland will throw this one back in. Stockland throws it over to Kelly. Kelly will take it for himself with those pink Nike cleats. As now Sean Clark will block this one with a big defense from Wall. And it will be blocked off of my right hand. I got good defense. That was going to happen at some point. I'm just glad it didn't hit the camera. Over towards Gloucester's side as Kainesachi gets this one. I wasn't going to switch hands for my left hand. What you got there? Oh, my goodness. It happened to me once when I was taking notes at the Palmyra game. I was taking notes over towards the scorer's table, and one came straight at me. I put up my notebook to deflect it. Did a pretty good job of that. I'm unfazed. Aaron brings this one back in. As Kainesachi's going to get some leg into this one as Sean Clark runs after it, but it will almost go exactly to the corner. Chris Ruggieri bringing it over towards Audubon's side. It's a little triple kick there. Back and forth. LaFrance gets it past Kelly. He was probably going for Kelly there, but he brings it to him anyway. And it is in. Make that 6 on the day. as Makayo Kelly
Touchdown.
gets himself number 6 on the day. About 63:15 on the clock here. But yeah, that's the one thing about soccer. It's not like in football, the ball is going to be tossed up to the press box or hurled into there. Right here, you're in imminent danger right from the get-go.
Get a soccer player going into the table like.
Or no, you just have like that moment where Shaq went into the stands, just came flying in. That's something special. Kevin Wall getting this one over towards Gloucester's side, and out of bounds as R.J. Homa brings this one in over to number 24, who kicks it off of his chest, gets himself some extra time. Clark with some good footwork there, some very reactive footwork, as R.J. Homa brings it to number 24. You know, I said I wouldn't really be doing the JV games, but I guess I'm doing that now with some of the JV players in this game. As that one deflects off the light pole there and goes out of play and out of the stadium. Over towards like that little mobile home and ambulance that have been sitting in that parking lot for several years. Kanasachi Ugana Afere will kick this one over the middle back to Gloucester. It misses Bestwick, headed towards us again as Stocklin will bring this one back into play. He was right on the yellow line, but he's able to keep this one in Audubon's possession as Homa brings it to Ufere with quite nice precision as that one's over the middle. Way up there, coming down to Heron. Heron deflects this one, brings it back into Audubon's possession. Casey Cameron getting some leg time on this one, but Ronald Brennan gets this one out of play. It's Trent Bannell on the bench, flips it back into play. We'll see who will throw this one in. Looks like it's Jason Stocklin on that one. Now Casey over towards the corner. He's in a little bit of trouble with Ronald Brennan being the defender that he is, as now number 21 is now in play. That might be George Heller, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, though. Can't tell for myself. If he gets closer to here, we'll recognize him as that one. Clark almost got it. It's back into play. Wagner kicks it up. Wagner just missed that one as he got that one up in the air. It's headed towards the sideline, and it will go out. Stocklin throws it in. A little short throw as it's kept in play by Sotelo. Stocklin with a little bit of a ricochet off his chest. He switches directions. Ruggieri ignores Wall's command as now, look at this, Kanasachi. Oh, that was close. Yeah, that was honestly close to being trouble. He almost shot it on the goal. Which, if you allowed an own goal, that would be a very rough testament to hear about from your head coach. Some interference here with number 24, some contact. Ruggieri trying to bring this one back in play, but Perozzi blocks it with ease. Perozzi throws it back. This one's kicked. Gonna need that clip of me saying, off my right hand. That will be fun. Over to middle. Blocked by Bannell off of his chest. Takes a beating there. Over towards midfield, taking it for himself, doing some precise footwork, keeping the ball out of Gloucester's hands. Now Wall has this one, and it will go out as Heron blocks it out. Wall throws it in on a bounce to Sotelo. Sotelo, number 7 and number 7, making some butting heads there. Stocklin and Sotelo making some contact. Homa. Oh, that one is blocked. That one was trouble. Uh-oh, we got a player down for Gloucester. That's number 3, Gonzalez, but he will stay on his feet, and we will keep rolling. Homa with some contact there, trying to get it out of the hands of, that will be number 4, which will be Calvin Ventura Morales, who we saw earlier. That one was some back and forth action. Casey Cameron really taking the offensive here. Look at this. Jason Stocklin missed that one by a hair. He almost shot it on goal too, and just like number 23 Kanasache did. As now Stocklin might take this for himself. It's blocked by Sotelo and brought down. So this will be presumptively kind of thrown in here. I think... Oh, no, it won't be thrown in. It'll be kicked in, as they'll have a substitution. Cooper Bennell will take this kick here as Jason Stocklin moves adjacently to his right. He's signaling for Wagner. He'll go for a long one here. He gets it almost to Wagner, but instead William Horton finds himself in the mix. And once again, Horton here's a save. This one's way up there. Wall has it. It bounces up. And wow, a high kick there. That was very close. But instead, Stocklin will throw this one in again. He's looking for a man. As there will be a substitution. It looks like Ryan Wallace, the sophomore, is going to come in. And number 24 will be out. He's going to do a short throw, this time intended for Homa. And this one over towards Stocklin and out on a bounce. Stocklin will throw this in again. This time, Wallace deflects it off of his chest. This time to Heron, back to Ogana Afere. Wagner's got this one. It's a bunch of sophomores and freshmen, and maybe just a few seniors in play. There's like more junior varsity players than actual varsity players. Only ones I can count are Wagner, Clark, Heron, and I think Cooper Bennell, although I can't really see him. Yeah, there he is. There he is, right at midfield, trying to take it away from Ruggieri. Ruggieri now kicking it off to number 5. That would be Nicolaus Baritas as it's out of play. And Trent Bannell firing a rocket towards the Audubon assistant. I think that's Anthony Witts in the green kind of penny shirt right there. It's basically just half JV, half varsity at this point. As now number 15 is in the game for Audubon as well. Ryan Wallace on your screen listed as number 25, and that one whistle blown almost immediately on that one. They'll be thrown in and brought back. And now, again, whistle blown almost immediately. Just about 10 minutes left. Kind of getting on crunch time here. As now number 17 for JV coming in. I believe these are just mostly freshmen, if I'm being correct here. Kanasachi. Oh, look at this. He's got some good footwork. Just got past Clark as it'll go to the left. Now Wallace getting an opportunity. Wallace will deflect it. Now he's going to do a kick right to Horton on a bounce. Horton with a kick over to middle, just shy of midfield. So it'll be brought back. Might be Colin Morrell that they have over there. I might be wrong. I don't know the JV roster too well, so I'm basing them off of what I know face-wise. Look at this. This one's going to be a good kick here. Stocklin back to Sotelo. Wallace trying to get some action, and that will go out of bounds. Oh. Almost got my second opportunity of picking up the ball, but hey, guess what? Stocklin will throw this one back in. And that'll be deflected almost immediately out of bounds. As this one will be thrown in by number 9, Elder Ocampo. Gets past Wall. Stocklin kicks this one way up there. Ocampo trying to bring it back down. As now some contact here with number 17. Trying to keep the ball alive. This one's a good kick, and it is blocked by Horton. Clark hasn't had too much offensive action this year, considering that he's mostly listed as a midfield guy, but not really much of a striker, as it's off towards Wall, and it will go out with Stockland making the play. Jason Stockland looking to throw this one in, as Sean Clark might be coming out here. In fact, coming in is the man who was in the penny jersey we were talking about earlier. That's the freshman Anthony Witz. No wits about it as he throws it just past Wallace, as it'll go back up in the air where he came from, and he'll get it back again. 73 minutes approximately here out of the 80-minute total, as that one's bounced up. Some good deflects there to number 14, Witz. Remember, there's two number 14s technically, with Terry Heron on the varsity side taking that one. Homa off the head. Wallace off the head. Got some good defense by Sotelo, who will bring it over the head of the green-shirted referee, as this will go back into the spectator area. So for the third time in about 60 seconds, Stockland will throw this one back in. The freshman Stockland, wearing number 7. Gets it to Homa, who deflects it on a hop. Goes through the 5-hole of Homa, brings it to Witz. Kicks it back up in the air, and that will be called. Thrown by Wall. Wallace is going to have to run a little bit for this one. He's got some interference with Homa, kind of caught up in the same line. Stockland trying to bring this one back. That's Patrick Gallagher, number 22. In play as it goes off past us. And almost immediately, Charles Bestwick brings that one out. But Jason Stockland lining it back up, and he'll kick it over towards John Perosi. But Perosi will kick this one back into play. Hasn't really done much of that today. In a 6-0 Audubon lead. Instead, no, it won't be Perosi. It'll be Ryan Wallace. Signals with his right hand and kicks this one decently well on a line over towards Wall. Brings back to Bestwick. Stockland to Witz. Witz going to try to bring this back towards midfield. Instead, it'll go to number 17, who will bring it back to Homa. Homa now crosses midfield again, and it's blocked by the freshman Gonzalez. Now Anthony Witz gets contact with number 14. That would be Brian Gonzalez, the junior. Now, he's down. That's Andrew Troe, who's also into the game now. It's basically all JV out there. I think it is all JV. I don't see doesn't seem to be a single man in sight with that green and yellow striped jersey. So I guess I am doing JV games after all. Over the midfield. Just shy of it. Ruggieri with contact. Trying to keep it for himself, but no, he'll bring it back to number 5 there, Nicolaus Peritas. Kicked by Morel.
Considering how many seniors they have leaving, it's good to get the JV team in there.
Oh, yeah.
To get some practice.
Yeah, good to get some playing time, and we do have, I think we got a few sophomores on that team, including Troe, Wallace, and Kanasachi. As that one will be out. 76 minutes. Crunch time here from Audubon. They lead 6-0 over the 1-7 Gloucester Lions, and about to break even 500 on their Colonial Conference record, 4-4. They're still 0-4 in their own division. However, at least out of division play, as long as they're in their own conference, they've broken at 500. They still have about maybe 8 home games left, maybe 8 to 10 games left, about 5 of them being home games. About breaking even on that, too. This one's brought over and out of play. Actually, no, it'll stay in play as Perosi takes the bounce. I thought that was going to bounce out, and then it took one of the weirdest ricochets I've seen in a while. And Perosi will get this one back in. He throws it high. Ufere missed that one. Instead, it goes to Sotelo. Wall back to Troe. Troe's got some good footwork there, but he passes it off to Homa. Homa almost tripped up Gonzalez. Gonzalez on the ground, and that will roll out of play once more. Yeah, the entire varsity team is on the bench. I guess it's a good thing that they got the JV team here because they don't have a game today. They did have practice, but they kind of had an inner practice with the varsity team, and I guess, why not bring in an extra man or two, although this is an extra team that they have, basically. This will be a penalty kick brought in by Wallace, and that one's just off to the left. I mean, it kind of did a weird crossover there as it almost got it, almost didn't. But regardless, we got a good one here. Good game for Audubon. Yeah, by a good one, I don't mean it's a close one. It is just a unusual game for all intents and purposes, considering that 6 goals in soccer, no matter what level it is, it's honestly not that precedented. A little unprecedented, if you will. Maybe not for this team, maybe not for teams in the Colonial Conference, but just to the average fan. And that'll do it. So our clock was off by maybe about a minute, but it shouldn't matter as the Audubon Green Wave improved to 7-4 on this 2021 season with a 6-0 blowout win over the Gloucester Lions. Stick around. Depending on who we can get over here, we talked about doing some post-game interviews. So we'll stay live. You're watching DW Broadcasting. The final today, Gloucester 0, Audubon 6. No, it's DW Broadcasting.
That's another brand.
Yeah, but the Dan Wolfman show's a part of that. I don't really do the episodes anymore.
You did the softball, right?
I did.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, baseball. I did softball once, What?
What's your name again?
Dan Wilkins.
Good job, man. You sound great. I'm
Thank
waiting to hear you when you're doing Temple games or something like that. Seriously, you're doing great. What do I look up online again? The Watkins?
The Dan Wilkins Show, the
Dan
YouTube
Wilkins.
page, yeah.
Okay. I'll look it up, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, they have a choice. Nothing bad. It's only maybe one time or maybe two that is either sub or they didn't have. I don't like their substitutions.
want you to make sure I'm in frame. All right, well, we're going to talk to the player of the game from today, Connor Bellata, in just a second here, as we're waiting for everybody to make their way over from the bench there, as it's a 6-0 final here from Audubon. Still four home games left, 4 home games that you'll see on DW Broadcasting. We're just waiting for Connor Bellata to make his way over here, but I got to say, oh boy, what a night. 2 goals in the first 5 minutes for Connor. We'll talk to him when we end up making that interview possible. And then also goals from Trent Bannell, Josh Roselle, and I believe also Hayden Wiltsey got one for himself. Don't quote me on that, but not the greatest with statistics, but hey, at least I'm open about it. Got ourselves a 6-0 final. Waiting for Connor Bellata, your player of the game. I know.
Yeah. In fact, my brother-in-law is one of his sons.
You go over there and ask him tonight?
No, his dad's right there. That's his dad.
Oh.
That's who you were just talking to. That's why I'm like laying back. And with the blue cooler, that's him right there. With the blue cooler. Yeah.
That's a stretch.
No.
Married?
Okay, I thought you were doing something.
We met the Eagle guy there that does stuff. He's the big money guy that has catering places and stuff. No.
Oh, bailed out on us.
He probably put soccer balls away.
Oh, all right, gotcha.
He tends to help me.
No, I don't blame him.
Franklin's that guy that goes to different places when the Eagles game. Got a lot of catering. He played for the Eagles. He was an Eagle player.
The mic's live. Be careful. Hold on. I'm muting this real quick. Here.
Got a ball. He's got a big ball.
Yeah, you could do that.
Big ball. You did a good job.
All right, make sure we're both in frame here. Get a good camera angle back here. All right. Well, we have ourselves our player of the game from today's 6-0 win over Gloucester, the senior Connor Bellata, scoring 2 goals in the first 5 minutes today. No further goals after that, but a great job on defense. How do you think you did overall today?
I feel like I had a solid game. We should have taken it a bit more than we did, but I feel like we all played great as a team, and I was happy with my performance as I was with the team.
I think this was overall, yes, a great team performance because overall you did get 2 goals, but, everybody else kind of chipped in a little bit. Trent Bannell and Josh Roselle with goals of their own as well. And remember, Trent's a freshman, but he's already having an incredible season with 4 more home games left this year, including one against Sterling. How do you think your team is looking on the outlook for the remainder of this season?
We're looking great. We haven't looked like this in any other season, and the team chemistry that we have this year is way better than any other season, so I think we can make a definite run with the playoffs.
I think that's definitely possible, but I think the one obstacle is the fact that everybody else in the Liberty division is absolutely stacked. Sterling and West Deptford are undefeated, and the worst team by record in the Liberty Conference is Haddon Heights, who's 4-4. That's 500. How do you think when you end up facing those teams like Sterling and West Deptford? I believe both of them have a home game against Audubon later this year, but against those undefeated teams, what do you think the strategy is going to be for facing those teams that just absolutely have it all?
I mean, we've proved in the past that we can play with them, and we just gotta want it more. I mean, these games are not far in score. Like, we're close. We can beat them. Like I said, we just gotta want it more, and we do want it more. So we're gonna come out harder and harder each time we play them.
And that's also important with the fact that Audubon is 0-4 in interdivision play, but they're 4-4 in conference play. They just broke it even with the win against Gloucester today. Thank you so much, Connor, for having a great game today, and thank you for your time. The player of the game today, senior Connor Bellata. You've watched coverage of men's varsity soccer of DW Broadcasting in Colonial Conference play on this overcast Tuesday afternoon between the Gloucester City Lions and the Audubon Green Wave. From Dan Wilkins, we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. We'll be back at it on Friday with the Friday Night Lights between Gateway and Audubon in varsity football. Until next time, see you then.